the second hour, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Merry Christmas, etc., etc., etc. Let's go to Iowa and see what Shannon's up to. She's been waiting a long time. Hey, Shannon. Merry Christmas. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Merry Christmas to you too, Dr. Glidden. I have a question about my little boy. He's 4, almost 5, and he has what I would believe is dopa-responding dystonia, but I'm so against the medical establishment, I haven't gone for a formal diagnosis.
Are you in the medical field?
No. I have a sister who has it, who has the dopa-responding dystonia. And I know my mom carries the mutation, and he has the exact same symptoms that she does.
Well, that's interesting. Well, I could help you with datonia, but I have no idea about dystonia. That was a bad joke, wasn't it?
Kind of.
How old is he?
He's 4, almost 5.
Okay, and, how is he other than this? How's his mood and his sleep and his socialization and his appetite and his body weight, and how's everything else?
Perfectly normal.
Okay, so how are the dystonia symptoms manifesting in his little body-mind?
He has his feet curl under when he runs out. I've got him on dopatropic powder from Biotics Research.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah,
I've got him on that levodopa, and so his feet will curl under. His balance, he was so bad he couldn't walk in any water before we started all this, but he would fall over backwards. I mean, just horrible balance, mood swings, which I figured was candida. We cleaned up that, and that has helped a lot.
Well, do you have him on any special diets? Are there any foods that he's avoiding?
I have him off of sugars or honey, maple syrup. I've got him off of all of that.
What about? Off of okay, good. Keep going.
Wheat and dairy.
Oh, good girl. Okay, very good. So my recommendation, as an experiment for 90 days, okay? 90 days. You want to have him gluten-free for 90 days. So in addition to wheat, if you haven't already done it, he also needs to be off of barley, rye, and oats, okay?
What about spelt?
No, regretfully not. No spelt. He can have puffed rice if you want to give him a cereal. You can give him cornflakes, unless you're scared of the
cereal.
Okay. So a really good food for him for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, honestly, would be eggs, chicken eggs. Okay,
I have to separate out. I've figured out that the levodopa does not work if it's with protein.
All right, so you just have to give it to him between meals then, or after a meal that doesn't have protein in it.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Now, this is an interesting thing to talk about, right, from the holistic perspective, because, and this is, knowledge is power, and perspective is very, very, very important, right? I mean, it's everything. It's everything. If you're lost in the wilderness, you need to climb to a high vantage point so you can see where the heck you are, so you can figure out how to get out. Well, with things like this, with, quite frankly, any chronic disease, the MDs, bless their little puny pea brains, because they're educated in a reductionistic manner, they will hunt and peck and search for one little biochemical pathway that's askew, and then they'll give all their time and their energy to that, right? So they look at the dopamine pathways, right? Or they'll look at how much tyrosine is in the blood, or how much vitamin D, or how much candida is present in the body, or whatever. And these are good things to know and to understand. But the reductionistic, holistic MD, and there are a number of them, and there are a number of reductionistic and naturopathic doctors as well, which, quite frankly, is very frustrating from my point of view. But they'll do fractionated nutrition, right? So you bring your little boy to someone who does not really holistic medicine, but, they're doing vitamin therapy, and they say they're holistic, and they'll give tons of dopa. or L-dopamine, or they'll give a lot of vitamin C, or they'll give a lot of niacin or whatever. And this therapeutic misses the point entirely. Because from our point of view, the gene notwithstanding, the human body is a complex system of interrelated parts. The human body knows how to fix itself. The human body wants to fix itself. Now, in the case of genes that have mutated, honestly, the information that we are aware of about genes and how they work is in its infancy. There's something that Einstein talked about, and it relates to gene theory in a way. And if you let me riff on this for a minute, I think it will help you to understand. And then I'll tell you the program that I would recommend that your little boy goes on for 90 days. It's a very comprehensive, holistic program, okay? But physicists, Einstein, I think, might have been the first or the second to understand this, was if you take a little particle, an atomic particle, I think it was a photon of light, and you slice it in half, and you have two halves of the same photon, and you send them 1,000,000 miles apart, or 5 miles apart, and you reverse the spin, you reverse the polarity on one of the photons, the other photon's polarity reverses immediately, no matter how far away it is. And there's no connection between the two. It's like having an apple. It's like taking an apple, cutting it in half, taking one apple to China, and when you rotate one half of the apple, or the apple that's in China, the apple that's in the United States rotates at the same time. Yeah, there's no physical connection between the two. Einstein called this spooky action at a distance. That was his actual term for it, spooky action at a distance, and it's still a phenomenon that completely befuddles scientists. They have no idea what causes it. Well, kind of like gravity. Scientists have no idea what causes gravity. But the same thing happens with genes. We have 23 different pairs of chromosomes. And if you take a gene on one chromosome, let's say it's chromosome number 1, and you do certain things to it, a gene on chromosome 18, which is on another side of the petri dish, which is not physically connected to gene number 1 at all, the things start to happen in it. It's spooky action at a distance. The way that genes work is completely a mystery to humanity. We know a little bit about it, and a little bit of knowledge is a problem. And, because MDs are so, and the scientific community by and large is so filled with inertia, right? I mean, they just plod along at a snail's pace because they're so intellectually cowardly. They can't bear to abandon an old idea in the face of a new idea, even when the new idea is proven to be good. So scientists will tell you, physicians especially, MDs 100%, will tell you that the dystonia gene or the BRCA gene or whatever, they'll tell you that it's a mutation. But they won't. That's where it begins and ends. They won't tell you what causes the mutation. They won't tell you how to fix the mutation, and they have no idea whatsoever about how it got there in the first place and whether or not you can change it. What they're attempting to do is weed out all of the mutations. They want to go in there and create a virus that goes into the genome and selectively removes that part of the genetic template that was mutated, and it's nuts. But that's what they're attempting to do. And the guy that James Watson, of Watson and Crick fame, the guy that discovered the structure of DNA, the double helix, about 9 months ago, he came out in a scientific research paper and he said, this was the guy that discovered the structure of human DNA. He said, we need to stop giving money for genetic research for physical ailments because there's no relationship. It's a complete and utter and total mystery. It's a gigantic waste of money, and we need to be focused instead on the chemistry of the body instead of the genome. And, of course, the scientific community poo-pooed him, and they said, oh, he's getting old, and he's senile, and he doesn't know what he's thinking about anymore. But I'm telling you, just because there's a mutated gene is not a death sentence. It's not. It's not a death sentence. So, you know, there are some things that you can't reverse, like Down syndrome. That's baked into the cake, right? I'm not sure that this is. I know that muscular dystrophy isn't, because even when we have kids that are born with muscular dystrophy, if you intervene, which is a genetic thing, again caused by a mutation, if you intervene in time, it goes away. If you intervene in time, it goes away. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here that we're completely clueless about, and where I'm going to put my money every time is on the intelligence and the wisdom of the body. So our fundamental position is the body knows how to fix itself, the body wants to fix itself, the body's attempting to fix itself. But because we live on a physical plane here, there are things that need to go down the hatch every day. The body needs certain raw materials every day in order to optimize its function, right? I mean, you got to put gas in the car. Doesn't matter how good the car is. If it doesn't have gas or oil, it ain't going anywhere. It's our responsibility to feed the human being, the human body, with the 90 essential nutrients that it needs. Now, when we do this in a holistic manner, instead of just giving a lot of L-Dopa, or dopamine powder, or this certain derivation of glutamine or whatever, right, in a really super concentrated form. Instead of doing that, or in addition to that, if we give the body everything else that it needs, all 90 essential nutrients in absorbable recipes, oh man, then that is a game changer. So that's a very long-winded way of leading up to how much does your son weigh?
I think he weighs about 50 pounds.
All right, 50 pounds is going to be
45 maybe, but that's pretty close, right?
All right, it's going to be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy. Stick with me, Shannon. We're coming up against a hard break here, and I can't manipulate that. So you stay with me through this commercial break, and when we come back, I will recommend a 90-day program that you can attempt with your son to support and promote the structure and function of his musculoskeletal and central nervous system. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do it. One person at a time, one open mind at a time. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. We're just getting warmed up here. Coming back with Shannon after these words. Ready for Christmas? I'm not. You know those people running around in the mall Christmas Eve looking like a chicken with their head cut off? That's me. That is me. I've tried for years to break this habit. I haven't been able to. I guess it's just, I don't know, baked into the cake. It's got to be a Dr. Glidden thing. I don't know, but guess where I'm going to be? Christmas Eve. At the mall. All right, let's finish it up here with Shannon and get her straightened out. All right, Shannon, you still with me?
I am. Okay,
good. So at 50 pounds, our recommendation would be one bottle of Beyond Osteo FX. Beyond Osteo FX. One bottle of Beyond Osteo FX. All of these are made by Longevity. One canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. One canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0.
Okay.
One bottle of EFA, like Edward Francis Albert, EFA Plus. One bottle of EFA Plus.
Okay.
And one bottle of Ultimate Selenium. One bottle of Ultimate Selenium. Now, here's what I want you to give him. The Ultimate Selenium, I want you to give him one capsule 3 times a day. One cap 3 times a day. And I don't care how you do that. You can it's a little gel cap. You can open it up, and you can pour the selenium powder into applesauce or into food or whatever if it's hard for him to swallow capsule. It's a little teeny-weeny capsule. So you're going to have to open it up and disguise it with some applesauce or something, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, there's only one other capsule, and it's a fish oil capsule. I want him to have 2 a day, 2 fish oil capsules a day. Now, some kids...
That's the EFA Plus?
It's the EFA Plus, yeah.
Okay.
Some kids, believe it or not, I couldn't believe it when someone told me this. I had to see it, so I saw it, and I've seen kids do this. They pop them in their mouth, and they chew on them, and they pop in their mouth, and they love that. And then they chew it up like a gummy bear and swallow it. So you may want to see if that strategy works with your child. You may be pleasantly surprised. I certainly was pleasantly surprised. I saw these little kids popping EFA capsules like M&Ms, right?
He actually takes Green Pastures fermented cod liver oil, butter oil blend by the spoonful. Would this replace this, or is that's
a bad idea? See, that's a bad idea and the reason is that oil in a bottle, or oil that's been saturated into a solid, oxidizes. And it's only a matter of time until it oxidizes all the way. And when you heat with an oil, it oxidizes within 5-10 minutes. So when you cook something in a wok with oil in it, or in a skillet with oil in it, or Pam or whatever, the heat of the fry pan or the wok oxidizes the oil, and just the air in the bottle will oxidize the oil. And when you consume an oxidized oil, it delivers free radicals to your body, which harms and inflames tissue. So one of our prohibitions, believe it or not, is we tell people to stop having oil in a bottle. So that means no more salad dressing, no more olive oil, and no more essential fatty acid supplements that are in a bottle. Okay. Now, Youngevity's essential fatty acid supplement is in a little gel cap, and the oil is squirted into the capsule in a nitrogen chamber, so that if any air gets in there, it's not oxygen, it's nitrogen, so it's completely unoxidized, which is a great thing. So, and that's a pretty important thing for anybody that has a presumptive or a definitive gene trouble, because from our point of view, one of the big bad voodoo daddies that negatively affects the structure of the chromosomal material is free radical damage. So we want to eliminate free radicals. So no more oil, no more fried food. And, if he doesn't like popping the little capsule in his mouth, then you can pierce it with a pin, squeeze the oil out, and put it on his food and give it to him that way, okay?
I don't think he'll have a problem with it.
Yeah, he might love it. Okay, so the next thing is the white liquid calcium, the Beyond Osteo FX. Okay. I would like him, please, to get I want you to start with 1 teaspoon in 2 ounces of orange juice in the morning, and 1 teaspoon in 2 ounces of orange juice in the afternoon. All right?
Okay.
1 teaspoon twice a day in a little bit of orange juice each time. And last but not least, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. It's a powder, and there's a scoop in that canister. I want you to give him 1/2 of a scoop in some water twice a day. 4, 5, 6, 8 ounces of water. He's going to love how that tastes. And if he doesn't, you can make a popsicle out of it, right? Mix it with some fruit juice or whatever. Put it in a little popsicle thing. I want you to give him 1/2 of a scoop twice a day. Do that whole program for 90 days. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Friday, December 20th, coming right up on Christmas. How on earth did that happen? Let's finish it out here for sure with Shannon. So, Shannon, I lost track of the time last segment. You still with me?
I am.
Okay, so I changed my mind anyway over the break. So most of the time, and I don't care if there's a genetic component, presumptive or definitive, whenever you see any muscle system of the body constricting, contracting, spasming, or twitching, we give extra calcium. Or we consider it's a calcium deficiency, and we give calcium that's sufficient to the cause. Now, a little child's growing body needs tons of calcium, and it is virtually impossible to overdose on calcium. Do not listen to what your medical doctor says. They are clueless about medical nutrition. They're completely clueless about it. So I'd like you for 90 days to give your 50-pound son 1 teaspoon of the liquid calcium 3 times a day. And I want you to give him the 3rd one immediately before bed. The third one immediately before bed. So do 1 teaspoon of orange juice 3 times a day instead of 2. Everything else, you just give it to him the way that I told you to, and, if he doesn't like the way that it tastes, then you can mix the stuff with juices or whatever, make them into popsicles or do whatever you need to in order to get him to take the stuff. Most kids love the way that these supplements taste. They love the way that the supplements taste. So you might have to be creative with some popsicle molds or whatever. I'd also like you, please, if it's in your schedule, to call me back every 21 days, more or less, every 3 weeks. Call me back with a live report, and I'll tweak the program for you as we move down the road. Now, also a little words to the wise here. No matter what you do, for yourself or for your child or for anybody in your life when it comes to a health issue, you must demand with a capital D, because you're the boss, it's your body, you're the only one that's going to die when it's your time to die. It's not the doctor that's going to die, it's you that's going to die, so you need to take charge and control of your health right now. You need to take a stand for yourself, and very few people in this country do, because we kowtow to everything that the physicians say to us. So whomever you go to for medical advice, for anybody in your family, you must demand from them a timetable inside of which you're going to work to see improvement. Well, how long is it going to take, Doc? Am I going to need to do this a day, a week, a month, a year? How long am I going to need to take your stuff before I know whether it's working or not? And by the way, what are the side effects and yada, yada, yada. So with us, for most things, and certainly with this, it's 90 days. You have to give this program 90 days before you judge it up or down. But with children who have a low body mass and a low body weight, and, they're kids, right, so their vital force is strong, most children respond within 3 weeks noticeably and measurably to our strategies. And remember, this is not a dystonia treatment. This is what's his name? What's your son's name? Rye. This is Rye's treatment. So we're not treating dystonia. We're giving Rye's little body medical, nutrition, holistic support. And when we do that, all bets are off. So you want to look to see, or all bets are on, quite frankly. So you want to look to see, after he starts our deal, what happens, of course, to the curling of the toes and the imbalance and all of that, but also what happens to his mood and his energy and his appetite and the quality of his skin and his sleep and his dreams and everything. Because this is a holistic, comprehensive fix-it program. It's not just let's focus on, the dopamine pathway, okay?
Right.
So, and it's a very different deal here when we do a holistic program. And you sound like, again, I'm getting a lot of smart callers today. It must be the moon. So just be mindful of what happens to this little boy after he takes the program, and you'll know whether it's working or not, probably within the first 4 weeks. But please, if you can fit it into your hectic life schedule, whatever that's like, give me a call back about every 21 days with an update.
Okay. Is this something I should consider for the rest of my children? I believe it's, obviously, but the same amounts, I guess.
Well, here's our
little children.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. So here's our recommendation, all right? The recommendation is 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight. Well, it's 1 healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium, 1 healthy start and 2 selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month.
Okay.
That's our basic rule of thumb. How did you find out about this radio program, Shannon?
My cousin knows that I avoid doctors like the plague, and I love supplements.
So is your cousin a longevity distributor?
She is, and she's the one who got me interested in this. And I thought
good.
Might be a specific case that could use a little more consultation.
Yeah, okay, great. So you want to call your cousin back and order the supplements and get kind of specific supplement answers from them, because they get credit for the order, and if you order through them, you'll get the stuff at the wholesale price, and your cousin gets...
got a login from her.
Well, there you go. What's her name, if you don't mind sharing it?
Her name is Angela Parmazar.
Angela, it's not ringing a bell. Well, tell Angela she did a very, very good job. So check it out and lean on Angela, lean on your longevity family because you have one now and it's an international family. And call the radio station whenever you need to and we'll hold your hand and tweak it for you as you go down the road. Thanks for the call, Shannon. Now go out there and get it back. And I'll look forward to hearing from you around the third week of January. Thanks so much. All right. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? See, this is how we do it. So somebody told her cousin, and her cousin told her, and then she called the radio show. Now, when she sees positive results with her little boy, you think she's going to shut up about that? Or you think she's going to tell everybody in the world about that? Of course, she's going to tell everybody in the world about that. And that's how we're going to make a change in the world. That's how we're going to change the world, just by telling people the truth and having them experience firsthand the benefits of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. It's a fantastic job. All right, let's check out Robert in Virginia, who has a prostate cancer question. Hey, Robert, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
All right. Merry Christmas. I want to ask you about the what would be the cheapest way to get started on this for this prostate?
Well, first of all, right, we don't treat prostate cancer. That's illegal. So we can't even intimate that we treat any type of cancer. And if you're not infuriated by that, you should be, because the only people that can treat cancer in the U.S. are the people that suck at treating cancer, the MDs. It's nonsense.
Right.
Now, in order to support and promote the structure and function of your immune system and to give the prostate some medical nutrition support, the recommendation would be 4 bottles of selenium a month. 4 bottles of selenium a month.
Uh-huh.
1 anti-aging healthy start pack. 1 anti-aging healthy start pack. And as much Z radical, Z like zebra radical, as you can afford.
Okay.
If it's a bottle every 2 months, a bottle every month, a bottle every day. Whatever's in the budget, spend that on the Z radical once you have those other bases covered. Now, remember, we're like Muhammad Ali with the rope-a-dope. It's kind of a 1-2 move, right? So we have to take the supplements, but we also then have to stop eating food that's gumming up the works. So you have to eliminate the 10 bad foods, period. No, then there's no working around that. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Take these nutritional supplements. Keep your fingers crossed. Ask God for help. See what happens.
All right.
All right, Robert. Let me know what happens, man. Keep up the good work, and I appreciate you. I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. Let's go to Minnesota now and talk to Ron about glaucoma, I think, is what he's asking about. Hey, Ron, thanks for the phone call. You're live. I'm great, man, but I'll get better. What's up?
Well, since I retired in beginning of 05, which was a mistake. You should never retire. Sedentary, and so forth. My eyesight has gone from bad to worse. And I've always worn glasses and so forth. But I played semi-pro ball for many years in basketball, and because of the working out, exercising, and no matter how badly I ate, I always burned it up. So that saved me until I got to my 50s. And then, of course, we had to stop playing hardcore basketball and running and all that, boxing and whatever. And so now the glaucoma eased in. As you know, they're very sneaky.
Oh, yeah.
And against my wife's advice, I had surgery done on my left eye. After I moved out here in Minnesota, I had it done on my left eye, and it seemed to stabilize it to where it is, but it hasn't improved at all. And now the other eye is starting to get some of the blowback.
Yeah.
And I've been using eye drops. I got bromonidine, latanoprost, and zolamide.
Yeah, well, that's just stopgap, and that's not going to go to the cause, right?
And it seems like I got to go in there every so often, just to pad their bills and whatever the reason is. They keep you on the hook.
Well, it's not the drug, it's how it's used. It's not the gun, it's how it's used. As you can use a drug in a curative fashion, but the MDs don't. And I don't know why they don't, but they're knuckleheads most of the time.
Just a little more than knuckleheads. Anyway.
All right, so from our point of view, let me tell you what we're doing because we're up against the clock here, okay? And I appreciate your phone call.
Yep.
Stick around. Don't hang up. Stay with me. All right. So you're right. Glaucoma sneaks in on little cat's feet. And before you know it, all of a sudden you got glaucoma, and what the heck? How did that happen? Well, how that happened was consistent consumption of all the wrong food. Well, maybe not all the wrong food, but consistent consumption of some food that's inappropriate for the body every day, 3, 4, 5 times a week, whatever. Those straws build up, and eventually the camel's back breaks. Eventually inflammation shows up in the body. From our point of view, glaucoma is caused by free radical damage to the microcirculatory vessels in the eye. It's oxidative damage. What's oxidative damage caused by? Free radicals, which is caused mostly from oil in a bottle and fried foods. So the first thing that you need to do is the first thing that I need to do and that everybody needs to do. We must eliminate the 10 bad foods from our diet. And you can download that list for free at my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Make sure you put the now in, fireyourmdnow.com.
F-I-R-E, fire?
Yep, your MD.
MD now.
M like Mary, D like David, now.com. And on the front page of the website, once it loads, there's a little box off to the right that says sign up for Dr. Glidden's free newsletter. And we just need a name and an email address. And when you do that, we give you the 10 bad food lists for free. So you need to stop eating those 10 foods. You need to stop it because from our point of view, the food, consistent consumption of all the wrong food builds up, creates inflammation, and then it breaks something in the body. In this case, it's little tiny blood vessels or circulatory vessels in your eye.
Is there a number I can call? Because I don't have a computer.
Yeah, we can absolutely. Stick around. We're coming up against the break. I'll dial this in for you on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I'm back with Ron after these messages. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, finishing out Friday, December 20th, 2013. We're finishing it out with Ron in Minnesota. All right, Ron, are you still with me?
I'm here.
All right, very good. So, let me give you a number. It's 855-347-3696. 855.
You guys get the newsletter too, or because I'd like to sign up on that too.
Well, we only do the newsletter electronically though, so if you don't have a computer, because we don't send out a hard copy of that. We're too newfangled. All right. Here's the other thing though. What's your current body weight, Ron?
236.
All right. So, in addition to eliminating foods that are gumming up the pipes here, we also need to give your eye nutrition that it can use to support and promote its structure and function, right? It's just a smart idea. So, the recommendation would be... and you can get the pricing for this when you call this number up. We'll give you the wholesale price. We'll tell you how much it costs, right? In a perfect world, I would have you do 2 anti-aging healthy start packs. 2 anti-aging healthy start packs. Yeah. 2 anti-aging healthy start packs. 4 bottles of selenium. That's S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, I, U, M. 4 bottles of selenium.
Selenium. Spell selenium again, once more.
Yeah, all right. That's easy. S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, I, U, M like Mary. Selenium. All right?
Yep.
And the secret sauce is 1 ultimate daily caps. 1 ultimate daily cap. Now,
1 cap?
Yeah, it's called Ultimate Daily.
U-L, Ultimate?
Yep, daily. Yep, daily. D like David, A-I, L like Larry, Y. Ultimate Daily caps. 1 of those. Now, I don't know what your budget is, but if that is not inside the budget, then instead of doing 2 anti-aging healthy start packs, do 1. Instead of doing 4 selenium, do 2. But I still want you to do 1 Ultimate Daily, regardless. You need to be doing 1 Ultimate Daily, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules a month. All right?
Point to get the whole thing.
Okay, so call that number, 855-347-3696. Tell them that I told you to call and that you'd like the good food, bad food list and an idea of how to get the supplements at the wholesale price. They'll hold your hand and walk you right through it. Now, I want you to apply this program for 90 days, 3 months. 3 months in a row. And while you're taking the supplements and changing your diet, you want to look to see how it affects you across the board. What happens to your mood, your energy, your appetite, your weight, your bowel movements, your sleep, everything. Everything. Because everything's connected here. And once you start to experience positive improvement somewhere, I don't care, somewhere, once something starts to brighten up and improve, well, the game's afoot. And then it's only a matter of time until the eye rolls around to the degree that it's able to roll around. We have some remarkable testimonials with people that have been legally blind with glaucoma and macular degeneration, pityriasis rosacea, and they've recovered their vision with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. So you're in good company here. I'm glad that you called us. And remember, medical nutrition is a healing modality. It takes time, doesn't take forever, but it's not an overnight sensation, like Tylenol. They take it and 20 minutes later you feel better.
Right.
This is, you know what I mean? Slow and steady wins this race, Ron. So call that number, hook yourself up with the products, clean the diet up. Give me a call back every month or so with a report, and have a very, very Merry Christmas. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I couldn't take more of your calls today. We're a very popular show here, getting more and more popular, and that's because of you. I appreciate very much all of the support that Team Glidden and Longevity Nation worldwide has given me. Let's continue to move down the road, because we are the last best hope people have to live long, healthy, and wealthy lives. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. God willing, back in the saddle on Monday. Until then, drive safely.